See, my team is challenging me to a dance and they're telling me to sing along. And I know most of them who are Gen Zs do not know the song Harambe Harambe Tuimbe Pamoja Tuijenge Serikali. And that's exactly what has played out in the country as Kenyans joined the president and other leaders to celebrate Jamhuri Day, the 61st Jamhuri Day of this country, guided by the theme on jobs, labor, migration, entertainment, as well as entrepreneurship. I hope that yours has been a great Jamhuri. And even as we take it to a close, we have lots lined up for you that we have checked on in relation to the celebrations across the country and so much more. As to news, and here are the highlights. Tonight, what will you say when I deliver? This was the message President William Ruto shared with his critics today during the 61st Jamhuri Day celebrations.
That a lot of what passes for fact are actually falsehood, and that most opposition is based on inaccurate representations.
And Kenya's candidate for African Union Commission chairperson, Raila Odinga, meets his competitor, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf from Djibouti, as the candidates visit the AUC headquarters ahead of tomorrow's debate. Also tonight, Zaiko Langalanga Band, along with popular TV47 and Radio 47 presenters, make a grand entrance into Kisumu, gearing up for an unforgettable live music event, Mzuqa Fest, this weekend. My name is Linda Alela. Our sign language interpreter is Catherine Simaloi, and we get straight to it, where President William Ruto has acknowledged the work his government has done and the milestones that Kenya Kwanza has achieved in creating the necessary conditions for progress in every value chain that supports the pillars of its plan. Speaking during the 61st Jamhuri Day, the head of state said his government had made historic gains on several fronts, including financial inclusion, increased food production, inflation decline, housing projects, and jobs for the youth. Micah Gungu reports.
2 years since he took over from his predecessor Uhuru Kenyatta, the head of state now says he is comfortable with what his government has offered so far, amid critics from the opposition and from Gen Z protests. While addressing Kenyans at the 61st Jamhuri celebrations here in Nairobi, President Ruto said he acknowledged the work his government has done and the milestone Kenya Kwanza has achieved in creating the necessary conditions for progress in every value chain that supports the progress of its plan.
I am confident that we are firmly on course to transform opportunities for our creative industry. I salute the actors in our creative space whose work brings life to our cities, streets, and screens. Yet, their achievements are overshadowed by injustice. Musicians, who are the heartbeat and soul of our culture, have long been denied their rightful earnings.
The president says that the bottom-up strategy, which his Kenya Kwanza alliance used to win the presidency, was revolutionary and the foundation of inclusive economic growth, noting that his government plans to stay loyal to its manifesto and fulfill all of its commitments.
There is no doubt that this agricultural transformation is the direct result of our strategic decisions to shift public resources from consumption subsidies to support productivity.
According to Ruto, financial inclusion is now a reality for millions of Kenyans through the Hustle Fund, which is marking its second anniversary for empowering Kenyans by lending a total of 60 billion shillings so far.
The affordable housing strategic pillar of our bottom-up economic transformation agenda has so far created 200,000 jobs and thousands of indirect opportunities across the building and construction value chain. The universal healthcare coverage pillar has engaged 107,000 community health promoters.
Ruto says through the e-citizen portal, the Kenya Kwanza government has digitized more than 20,000 government services that have helped in streamlining public service delivery.
Through the e-citizen portal, we have digitized 20,855 government services, streamlining public service delivery, enhancing transparency and efficiency, eliminating opportunities for corruption, and increasing visibility and mobilization of public revenues.
Mike Kagwango, TV47, Nairobi.
Wananchi wazalendo sote tusimame kwa heshima.
What will you say when I deliver? This was President William Ruto's pointed message to his critics during the 61st Jamhuri Day celebrations, where the president accused his detractors of relying on fake news and misinformation to oppose his government. And as Sheila Chelangat reports, Ruto reiterated his call for Kenyans to avoid negativity and focus on progress.
Yet again, President William Ruto has responded to critics over the progress of his ambitious economic transformation plan. 2 years on, and there has been constant mounting criticism and discontent over the progress thus far.
I see clearly that a lot of what passes for fact are actually falsehood, and that most opposition is based on inaccurate representations and sometimes outright disinformation.
It is this criticism that led to mass protests in the past few months that erupted across the country, driven largely by dissatisfaction with rising taxes and a perceived disconnect between the government and its citizens.
For how long will cynics mobilize Kenyans to deny facts that they can feel, that they can touch, and they can see?
Since then, the government has continuously faced significant backlash on social media against its administration policies, to which Ruto maintains is based on fake news perpetuated through digital platforms.
When we say that our farmers are producing more and better, it is a fact. When we say that Kenyans who have registered for Taifa Care are receiving better services than before, it is a fact.
These sentiments from the president come barely weeks after he slammed Kenyans opposing his government projects, noting that there seemed to be an evil spirit of opposing everything in the country.
What will they say in a few weeks' time when we begin to give keys to new homeowners of our affordable housing units?
President William Ruto's major headache in the last 2 years has been convincing Kenyans on his administration's achievements, and is in the middle of what he says is a propaganda campaign to water down his performance ahead of his re-election in 2027. Sheila Chelangat for TV47 at the Uhuru Gardens in Nairobi.
Thank you, Sheila. Now, at the county level, Jamhuri Day celebrations painted a different picture as frustrations among residents overshadowed the occasion. And in Nyandarua County, tensions rose after locals rejected President William Ruto's message delivered by Commissioner Abdis Rasak Jaldesa. And Ruga Ival reports on the chaotic scenes and widespread dissatisfaction with government initiatives.
Jamhuri Day celebrations in Nyandarua County were marred by chaos after residents refused to heed to the message delivered by the County Commissioner Abdi Rasak Jaldesa on behalf of the President. Instead of listening, the crowd began singing protest songs, rejecting President Ruto and his in Rongo Primary School in Migori County as well. The celebrations descended into chaos as two groups of local leaders clashed violently, causing significant disruptions that overshadowed the entire event. Meanwhile, in Vihiga County, the celebrations failed to convey the intended message as some leaders openly voiced their discontent. Governor Wilbur Otichilo of Vihiga County, during his address, emphasizing the need for dialogue to achieve national balance. Similarly, Laikipia County Governor Joshua Irungu
stressed the importance of Kenyans living in unity and avoiding chaos.
Na kama sisi tunataka kwenda mbele, lazima tukuje pamoja. Na nataka kuunga president mkono kwamba yeye ameamua ataleta watu wote pamoja, hata wale wapinzani wake.
In Kiambu County, Juja MP George Koimburi strongly criticized President William Ruto for meeting with former President Uhuru Kenyatta. Koimburi arguing that such a direction would not provide solution to the issues Kenyans are facing.
Ukweli hawa raia hawajafurahia. Hawa raia wanaumia. Hawa raia wameumizwa, wako na njaa.
In Kajiado County, Governor Joseph Olelenko raised concerns about the vacancy in the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC), warning that the failure to reconstitute the commission poses a threat to Kenya's democracy. This sentiment was also echoed in Kakamega County.
This process of constituting IEBC will bring forth the Ilchamus constituency in Baringo County.
Lazima tuwe na tume na uchaguzi na mipaka ili kufanikisha by elections ambazo azimekawiwa kwa muda mrefu.
Ruga Ival, TV47.
All right. During the 61st Jamhuri Day celebrations, President William Ruto awarded numerous Kenyans with presidential honors. Among the recipients were top security chiefs, including Chief of Defense Forces Charles Kahariri and Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja. Also recognized were Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu and celebrated actress Sarah Hassan. This, as Moige William details.
At State House, Nairobi, while hosting his guest for a luncheon, President William Ruto took the opportunity to honor a number of Kenyans with various presidential awards. The awards were in recognition of distinguished and outstanding services rendered to the nation in various capacities and responsibilities. Chief of Defense Forces General Charles Kahariri topped the list by being awarded the second-class Elder of the Order of the Golden Heart Award, EGH, for his outstanding services while serving in the military for more than 3 decades. Also making to the list was Justice Philomena Mwilu, also receiving an Elder of the Golden Heart EGH award for her dedication to supporting the needy and vulnerable in the society, as well as her transformational work in the judiciary. Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja got the Moran of the Order of the Golden Heart MGH award for his notable achievements in the police service, which includes leading a multi-agency operation in neutralizing the Dusit terror attack in 2019 and being a central figure in the operation Linda Boni Forest. A legislator, Molo Member of Parliament Francis Kimani Kuria, added to the long list, being awarded the Chief of the Burning Spear CBS for his outstanding contribution as a Member of Parliament while serving in his current role as chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning in the National Assembly, and for being a passionate advocate for youth leadership empowerment. Kuria also established the Young Parliamentarians Network. Notably, Sarah Hassan, a familiar name in Kenya's acting scene, has been awarded the Order of the Grand Warrior of Kenya (OGW) Award for contribution in the film industry. The late Justice Monica Kivuti was also posthumously awarded the Order of Grand Warrior of Kenya. Kivuti died after shooting incidents at the Makadara Law Court during an active court session that she was presiding over. Further, President Ruto awarded 19 Kenyans with the Silver Star Award, Head of State Commendation Military Division to 141 Kenyans, and Head of State Commendation Civilian Division to 67 Kenyans. Moige William, TV47.
And the president has praised his handshake with former President Uhuru Kenyatta and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, describing them as patriots. Speaking during the Jamhuri Day celebrations, Ruto highlighted just how this collaboration addressed inclusivity challenge in his administration. And as Apollo Kamau reports, on a day when Deputy President Kithure Kindiki and other leaders commended the president's unity efforts, this is what the president had to say.
President William Ruto's 61st Mashujaa Day speech was not just a speech, but a speech to unite the country through the power of the handshake and inclusivity in his administration. On a week, he met his predecessor Uhuru Kenyatta at his Ishaweri home in Gatundu, Kiambu County.
I am grateful to distinguished patriots who have demonstrated outstanding leadership across the political aisle for the spirit of goodwill in which we have engaged to address critical national issues, including resolving the inclusivity challenge by formulating the broad-based government.
Beset by challenges of uniting a nation, criticizing his promises, structural challenges in the health and education sectors, economic challenges, and lack of trust, President Ruto waged the unity card, telling the nation it will help to address problems facing his administration, a key reason why he formed the broad-based government with former Prime Minister Raila Odinga.
I will continue to reach out to Kenyans of all walks of life, regardless of the ideological persuasion, to maximize the cross-pollination of the flower of our republic and guarantee robust seeds for future seasons.
The president, who has been on the receiving end for not accepting criticism, even calling his critics people with evil spirits, changed tune in his speech, saying he is open to being interrogated by Kenyans.
I declare my unswerving faith in the ability of our people to interrogate policies and hold the government to account. This is the essence of democratic freedom, a civic duty for citizens, a responsibility for leaders, and a necessary imperative for our success and progress.
Welcome, Your Excellency.
Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki, in his first national holiday speech, and Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja, commending the president for reaching out to Odinga and Uhuru and ensuring the country reads from the same script.
We applaud you for realizing that Kenya's progress will be faster if the country is united. Thank you for reaching out to as many stakeholders as possible to bring everyone on the table so that we can all pull in one direction of making sure that our country moves to the next level.
We pray that next year we shall be joined in this celebration with the newly minted chairman of the African Union Commission, Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. We're also very happy that we saw you with the former President Uhuru Kenyatta. When these pictures of unity are seen, it increases investor confidence, it increases confidence in our country, peace and calm.
President William Ruto is anchoring his success on the bottom-up economic transformation agenda better on inclusivity and national unity towards his re-election campaign in 2027. Apul Kamau, TV47 at Uhuru Gardens in Nairobi.
Thank you, Apulu, for a job well done. Now, pomp and splendor marked the 61st Jamhuri Day celebrations at Uhuru Gardens, where Wajir Air Base was presented with presidential and regimental colors. The event featured a grand military parade and performances by artists spanning generations. Our reporter Hibak Said captures the vibrant sights and sounds of the day.
Kenya's rich social and cultural heritage took center stage as President William Ruto presided over the consecration, presentation and trooping of colors by the Wajir Air Base. The head of state and commander-in-chief led the deft military event, which started with the inspection of the Guard of Honor mounted by the KDF services. The Kenya Army, Kenya Navy, and the Kenya Air Force. Then came the feting of the Wajir Air Base with the presidential and regimental colors. This makes the Air Base the latest military unit to receive such an accord.
They have the permission to troop the presidential and regimental colors of Wajir Air Base, sir.
Then the celebration shrugged off the formality and hit a crescendo through the dance troops. To hip and and timeless Kenyan tunes that kept the crowds at the Uhuru Gardens on their feet. As the celebration finally came to a close a few minutes after 1 p.m. Hibak Said for TV47.
All right, the Social Health Authority, SHA, has achieved a significant milestone, enrolling 16.5 million Kenyans, including 5.6 million transitioned from the NHIF and 11 million new registrations. And however, stark disparities remain across counties, with some like Garissa and Turkana lagging far behind. This was revealed by President William Ruto during the Jamhuri Day celebrations at Uhuru Gardens. Anodida with the details.
Nyeri County tops with 20.5% registration into the Social Health Authority SHA, translating to 155,826 individuals. Kirinyaga follows at 20.3% with 123,600 registered, while Kiambu hits 19.5%, totaling 470,379. Lamu and Embu trail closely, both exceeding an 18% registration rate.
I commend Kirinyaga, Nyeri, Bomet, Embu, and Lamu, the 5 leading counties so far in Taifa Care registration.
In stark contrast, counties like Garissa are lagging behind with 20,624 registered out of a target of 905,000 with a registration rate of 2.3%. Turkana County 27,840 registered out of 926,976 targeted, resulting in a meager 3% registration rate. Mandera 29,529 registered out of a target of 867,000, translating to a 3.4 registration rate. Wajir 32,087 registered from a target of 781,263, reaching a 4.1% registration rate. And West Pokot County 26,650 registered out of a target of 621,241, resulting in a 4.3% registration rate, prompting President William Ruto to call for urgent action.
I encourage the people who have the least registered members to mobilize, register, and take advantage of the benefits of this transformation program.
In his remarks during Jamhuri Day celebrations, President Ruto lauded top-performing counties and urged parents to register their children under SHA when schools reopen in January.
Taifa Care inataka kila mtoto wa Kenya awe na bima ya afya. Wakati wazazi mtarudisha watoto wenu shuleni, tunataka kila mzazi aandamane na mtoto wake ndio tuweze kusajili watoto wote wa Kenya.
Ruto also highlighted the program's progress in leveraging digital technology. As the country continues to refine its healthcare system, Kenyans have been urged to enroll in SHA, which the president says will ensure access to comprehensive healthcare coverage. Ann Odida, TV47.
And away from Jamhuri stories to other news, the race for the African Union Commission chairperson seat intensifies as Raila Odinga, Djibouti's Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, and Madagascar's Richard Randriamantrou prepare to face off, that is in tomorrow's debate. Ahead of the high-stakes event in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Gambia's President Adama Barrow has pledged support for Odinga's bid. Paul Kirubi has some more.
Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, who is Kenya's candidate for AUC post, will face his main opponents Mahmoud Ali Yusuf of Djibouti and Richard Randriamandrato from Madagascar. The three candidates today tour the African Union headquarters in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, ahead of tomorrow's debate. And just one day before the debate starts, Gambia President Adama Barrow has pledged to support Raila's bid.
The commitment to the ideals of Africa's Pan-African is found in fathers. unity, solidarity, and cooperation. Together, let us work towards a better future, characterized by economic prosperity within our uniquely peaceful, stable, and socially diverse but harmonious communities. While the day allows for testaments on Kenya's glorious contribution to the geopolitical landscape of Africa, it also requires us to look into the future with stronger determination to reposition the continent better and work for global peace.
The three were taken through the do's and don'ts and what is expected of them. The platform will provide an opportunity for them to outline their vision of how they will transform the African continent. The debate that will run for almost 2 hours, beginning 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., will be televised in 6 official languages, including English, French, Arabic, Portuguese, Spanish, and Swahili. In November this year, Raila Odinga in his manifesto pledged to fast-track the continent's economic transformation, enhance intra-African trade and infrastructure if elected the Africa Union Commission chairperson. For Raila to clinch the position, he needs at least 2/3 of the 55 countries that will vote. But again, the issues of geopolitics, language and religion by the member states will play a key role in determining who will take up the position after Musa Faki. Paul Kirobi, TV47.
Now, the family of murdered Meru-based blogger Daniel Muthiani, commonly known as Sniper, has postponed the burial of their kin, who was said to be laid to rest Friday. And as Samira Mohammed reports, the family has blamed investigators for failing them in the pursuit of justice 1 year later.
1 year after the heinous murder of Meru-based blogger Daniel Muthiani, alias Sniper, the family of the slain blogger has blamed investigators for failing them in the pursuit of justice for their slain kin.
Kesi yetu ya mtoto wetu ambayo tulikuwa tunatafutia haki, hata hatujawahi pewa siku, tukagundua pia wakili wetu ni kama pengine amekuwa compromised.
Muthiani's family says they had agreed to bury his remains despite an earlier stance that he would not be buried until justice was served, only for the family to postpone the burial that was set to take place on Friday at his home in Kabuiti village.
Si kama familia tulikuwa tumepanga kufanya mazishi yetu tarehe 13 mwezi huu wa Disemba, lakini kwa sababu ambazo hazingeweza kuepukika imebidi tuairishe kama familia.
The slain blogger went missing in Meru town on December 2nd, 2023, before his body was discovered weeks later on the banks of Mutongo River in Tharaka Nithi County. 5 suspects, Christus Manyara, Kenneth Gwantai, Vincent Mureithi, Boniface Kithinji, and Brian Monda have been charged with the abduction and murder of Muthiani in a Kiambu court.
Waliohusika kutumana, kulipa na walio execute the death watakamatwa wote, na tunajua kama familia hawajashikwa, wengine mpaka hawajaandika statement. Sisi tukaamua tungoje.
Pointing fingers at a failed judicial system, the family is now calling on relevant authorities to expedite the investigations and ensure that justice is served to the slain kin.
Na tumefika mwisho kama familia. Tumeamua ikifika tarehe 27 huu mwezi tutafanya hiyo mazishi tukiwa tumepata haki na tukiwa hatujapata.
Vile tuko naibu rais ambaye alikuwa waziri wa usalama wa ndani, tunaomba hakikishe Sniper amepata justice kabla hajazikwa, kwa maana kitendo alichotendewa si cha haki na si cha kibinadamu.
Samira Mohammed for TV47.
A family in Nakuru's Kaptembwa area is pleading for justice after their keen 52-year-old Elijah Matoke Maina succumbed to severe acid burns allegedly inflicted by his wife. He died while undergoing treatment at the Nakuru Teaching and Referral Hospital. Chichi Josephine narrates their story of grief and calls for accountability.
The family of Elijah Matoke, a 52-year-old man who died days after his wife dosed him with acid in Kaptembwa, Nakuru County, is now crying for justice.
Whatever happened, please. Wacha tu serikali fanye kazi yake, please. We need justice for my dad.
Elijah succumbed to acid burns after allegedly being dosed with acid by his wife on Thursday last week.
Siku ya kwanza nikifika on Thursday nikauliza daddy, ni nini imehappen? I had to record it. Nika-record babangu akiniambia, mama yenu aliamka asubuhi. That was my stepmom. Aliamka mapema, akaanza kuchokora sijui ni nini chini akirudisha. Ati baadaye mama mimi sikuwa nimelala. Kaniambia mama baadaye akakuja akanifungua kichwa hivi. Akaanza kunimwagia acid. Sikuwa najua ni acid, pia anasema nilidhani ni maji.
Sisi kulingana na ile tuliona alikuwa amemwagiwa kutoka uso, macho, mdomo, tumbo hapa kiasi. So ingine kwenda chini nguo zilikuwa zimefunika.
According to Matoke's daughter, Clarice Mugoi, she received a phone call from her uncle on Thursday morning requesting her to travel to Nakuru from Kericho and avail herself at the Nakuru Level 5 hospital.
Dad alikuwa my best friend. My dad alikuwa fighter. Alikuwa rafiki yangu wa karibu sana. Sikuwa natarajia that a week ago ni mtu alikuwa sawa, unaongea naye kwa simu alikuwa sawa, si ati alikuwa mgonjwa. Kitendo yenye amefanywa haikuwa sawa.
Matoke's brother Bernard Angwenyi said that his father and the wife, who is a second wife, have been having marital problems and would call him to intervene.
Walipatana tangu 28, wamekuwa pamoja. So nimekuja nikisolve issues kwa hizi nyumba several times. Kwa wakati mwingine nimekuja huku ati kama Matoke hana pesa, Matoke si mwanaume wa nyumba. Lakini wakati yako na pesa unasikia mwanaume wangu.
Matoke's neighbor said that she was woken up by persistent screams and rushed out to check what was happening.
So nikiwa nimelala kwangu nasikia nduru. Nikasikia woi nisaidieni. Ya kwanza nika-assume kwa sikuona kama inaweza kuwa jambo. Ya pili bado inaendelea kupersist. Ya tatu nikasema hapana. Si nikatoka tu hivyo venye nilikuwa kwenda kwa nyumba, mimi nikafunua tu curtain. Nikapata Matoke amekaa hapo kwa kiti. Na kuangalia nikaona kabisa alikuwa pink. So mimi nikapanic kabisa, nikauliza hao watoto, "Maina nini mmefanyia baba yenu?" Wakaniambia hatujui nani amemwagilia dada acid.
The woman in question is currently in custody at the Kaptembwa police station.
Tuweza kuchukua 2 family members ambao wako under investigation.
Chichi, Josephine, TV47.
Well, from that unfortunate piece, I think it's important that we take a short break. We still have lots lined up for you right here on TV47 Daily Report. And we take that break, we come back with more.
Vile unavyojua watoto wengi sana hawana namna. Mimi ningependelea watoto wasome.
I'm here to stress on education. At the same time, let us actually do any kind of sport that we are doing. Sport speaks the best language to everybody.
Tunataka tutafute talents. Zile raw talents kutoka kule nyumbani mashinani mahali tuko leo.
Hizi mbio za Chepsaita, like all other sports, zinaleta watu pamoja.
We want to use this event to uplift the lives of the community.
Anafurahia hii mchezo sana. Hata sikaange naambianga watu tuende Chepsaita.
Wanafunzi wakimbie ili wakuze talanta ya mbio ama kuhimiza tena elimu.
This is the place to be. Hapa ndipo mahali wanastahili kuwa tarehe 7. Wale watoto walikimbia last year, wamekimbia mpaka wamefuka mipaka zetu za Kenya.
Hey there friends, welcome to Kids on the Block, where fun and imagination come alive. We dive into magical world filled with exciting adventures and awesome friends.
What position were you in?
I was number 2.
What position were you?
Number 1.
He decided
to cross the bridge, buy his house, and look for food on the other side.
We're going to do half cup of chocolate chips, and the other one, we're going to do half cup of the blueberries.
So, grab your imagination hats and get ready to explore with us. Join us every Saturday at 9 a.m. for new friends, amazing stories, and tons of laughter.
Join us as we explore the journeys of those who defy the odds and break barriers. We dive deep into the stories of triumph.
Sometimes when parenting a child with a special need or whatever disability, family life becomes a bit complicated and you may end up raising the child on your own.
Here, we inspire.
I have a farm which one we showcase with other dyslexic youths and autism, how to farm.
Motivate.
It's never easy, but what we do, the best thing is to work with another parent who has an elder child than yours.
And break through the barriers one story at a time. Push your boundaries beyond the limit. Saturdays at 8 p.m.
Welcome back to the Daily Report. And the Zaiko Langalanga Band and renowned TV47 as well as Radio 47 presenters have arrived in Kisumu in style, ready for a one-of-a-kind live music performance dubbed Mzuqa Fest, which will then take place at the Jomo Kenyatta Mamboleo Stadium on 14th of December 2024. And as the preparations for this epic Dala edition continues, more renowned musicians are expected to arrive in Kisumu as they will be performing at the stadium as well. Nonetheless, fans have been urged to continue buying tickets to watch a live performance that will leave a piece of rock and roll behind, a memory that will linger long after the final notes are played at the stadium. All right, we're all looking forward to Saturday. I hope you've gotten your ticket and ready to roll. Now, River Malewa, the primary tributary of Lake Naivasha, has faced significant challenges over time, including encroachment, overuse, and pollution. These pressures have not only threatened the river's existence, but have also affected the ecological balance of the lake. Over a decade ago, Lake Naivasha has lost over 50% of its fish population, raising both local and international concerns. However, efforts led by Lake Naivasha's RUA initiative are now addressing the critical state of river health and conservation. In this special feature, Willie Dennis Jiru explores the current state of the lake and its vital tributaries.
From the foot of the Aberdare Ranges in Nyandarua County
to the footrest of Lake Naivasha in Nakuru County lies a large natural ecological cycle that spread over 35 kilometers of Malewa River to 3,500 square kilometers of water volume of Lake Naivasha. Innumerable activities take place along the catchment, from fishing to farming to sports tourism. It is a treasure mantle that generations have bequeathed others over time, with a great responsibility to individual beings.
Umuhimu uliotufanya tuanze hii river health ni tujue status ya mto wetu, ili tujue tutaifanya aje hifadhi na kuibunisha zaidi, na ili kwa sababu kwa hii area yetu most of our communities tunatumia maji ya mito.
Hata kwa umbali utaona mto wenyewe ni msafi. Utapata hakuna ile tunasema solid waste, hakuna zile diapers ambazo tunapata zinarushwa kwa mto. Mito yetu pia unajua imekuwa kama kaburi. Watu wakiuawa tunasikia wametolewa kwa mito zetu, na kwa hivyo tunaweza sema sisi tumepiga hatua katika ulindaji wa mito yetu.
Water is a scarce resource. With the Water Act of 2016 in force, there is a sequence of actions and sensitization that has to take effect to embrace the irreplaceable precious natural gift.
Tukiangalia jinsi mto ilivyokuwa tukianzia, tunaona imeanza kuimprove, kwa sababu kama tunavyoona wamama wengi ambapo walikuwa wanafulia nguo hapo mtoni, siku hizi tumewaongelesha wanafulia nguo pale hivi kando ya mto. So wanaendelea sana kuchukulia hii health assessment kama kitu serious, kwa sababu tunaendelea kuwaelimisha tukiwaambia sisi wenyewe sio sisi tu ambao tunatumia haya maji. Kuna wenzetu ambao wako kule chini ambao bado wanahitaji kutumia hii maji.
Tukianza mwanzo tulikuja tukapata mahali hapa ndio palikuwa panaoshewa carrot, wamama walikuwa wanafuria nguo mahali hapa, lakini baada ya kuwaelimisha na kuwafunza na kuwaonyesha umuhimu wa kuhifadhi na kulinda huu mto, wamebadilisha mienendo yao. Hatupati carrot tena zikioshewa mahali hapa. Wamama wanachota maji, wanahamisha, wanaenda kuoshea nguo pale juu.
As such, water health is of paramount importance. Water turbidity, habitation of invertebrates and other water life articulates the level of exploitation.
Kama sasa huyu ni samaki ambaye anaitwa trout. Huyu trout fish ni mmoja wapo wa samaki ambao kununua anakuwa na bei ya juu sana, kwa sababu huwa anakaa katika maji ambao ni maji baridi na maji safi sana. Kumaanisha tukichafua hii maji na tukiharibu hii mito hatuwezi kuwa na samaki kama hawa.
As rivers turned out to be dumping sites, sadly, Kenya has lost 110 permanent rivers in 4 decades, with only 57 remaining, as per statistics indicators.
Mito yetu yakiendelea kukauka hivyo, kwa hii Kenya yetu tutakuja kupata kwamba maji ndio kitu ambacho kitakuja kuwa gari zaidi. Hii maneno ya conservation pia tuweze kuyapeleka pale katika mashule yetu. Ndio ule mtoto akikua anakuwa akijua umuhimu wa kuconserve, na anakuwa akijua tusije tukawa sisi watoto wetu wamejua tu maji inatoka kwa mfereji. Hakuna maji ambayo inatoka kwa mfereji, maji yote yanatoka kwa catchment.
Beneath the bridge on the busy Naivasha-Nairobi highway flows the famous river Malewa as it enters the final stretch to Lake Naivasha. An umbrella body of the Lake Naivasha Water Users Association, Lana Brewer, undertakes a monthly health assessment to ascertain the river's health.
Eneo tulilo hapa ni KCC Bridge, ambayo ni point ingine yetu ambayo sisi ukuja kufanya exercise ya river health assessment, na ni point ambayo ni muhimu sana, kwani ukiangalia maji haya yote ambayo yametoka kutoka nyanda za juu pale sasa ndio yanajitayarisha kuingia katika ziwa letu la Naivasha.
We are going to use this as a reagent, so we put it there and we add water on it. After adding water, we close and shake until the tablet is fully dissolved.
This is the River Malewa on the lower side, just 2 kilometers to the Lake Naivasha. But the water turbidity here is just very different from what we experienced up there. And as you can see, the water levels are quite low as compared to the upper side. Armed with dissolved oxygen and temperature meters, scope nets, pool testers to check on water salinity, and tubes to check on the water turbidity. Similar activities take place on the upper catchment to check on the water health. This chart displays living organisms sensitivity ranging from 17% of stoneflies to 2% of worms and leech flies.
Tumeweza kufanya riparian restoration kama kilomita 5. Kutoka hapa kwenda hivi, tumefanya juhudi ya kupanda hiyo miti, na kuna sehemu ambazo pia tumepanda mianzi. Unajua ile mianzi ni muhimu sana kwa mambo ya kusafisha maji. Pia hii miti ni ya muhimu sana kwa sababu inachunga ule mchanga usiingie kwa maji na kuchafuka. Lakini hizi juhudi ambazo tumefanya hapa ndio tunaomba wale ambao wako pande za chini pia waweze kuelimishwa.
Mwito wangu ni kwa serikali kuu bado. Tuache kuregeza kamba. Ile enforcement ifanyike. Ndio tuache unapata sewer lines zote zinaletwa hapa. Kuna hizi vitu zenye zimekuja za kisasa ambazo sisi tunaita pampas. Unapata mtu amekusanya gunia mzima ya pampa, amekuja ameiweka ndani ya mto. Tuache kuharibu mito yetu. Serikali ina kila uwezo wa kusimamisha haya.
The water is stirred. The scope nets nabs assorted micro-living organisms that will tell the water health at particular positions, with pH levels taken as well to establish pollution levels. This health hazard gauges ISO to all along the watercourse.
Ukiangalia hapa utapata haya maji ni safi. Una maji ambayo utatamani kuyanywa. Lakini kadri ambavyo tutaweza kuteremuka katika upande wa chini, kabla maji haya yaingie katika ziwa letu, utapata rangi ya maji imebadilika.
Usipochunga hii mito ikifa, inamaanisha pia ni kifo kwa ziwa Naivasha. Tukitoa hii mito ikiharibika, inamaanisha pia ni kifo kwa biashara Naivasha na kifo kwa huo mji wa Naivasha.
Many along the coast are not connected to piped water, insinuating reasons to clean clothes, fetch, feed animals and bathe by the banks with efforts of mind change.
Mto kama huu ni deni ambayo tuliachiwa na mababu zetu, ambayo na sisi tunafaa kulipa lile deni na kuwapatia na kuachia kizazi ambacho kinakuja. Lakini tumefanya nini? Sisi mwito wetu sisi kama Arana Burua ni kwa serikali kuu. Tuweze kuungana, tuweze kuempower, kusaidiana kuempower community. Ndio waweze kulinda, waache kuona maji haya kama ni ya serikali.
In efforts to replenish flora and curb soil erosion, locals at the upper catchment engage in planting of fruit trees that have earned them a fortune, yearning to better the region.
Tumekuwa na mradi wa kupanda matunda. Yaani haja yake ni kwanza ndio watu sikate miti. Tuliona sababu ya livelihood, wapande matunda, wao wakitumia pesa ya matunda badala kukata miti. Na tuliwapatia mishe 29,500. Tuko na kulima wengi lakini matunda yao yote haijakuwa tayari. Kiwa tayari tutakuwa na matunda mengi sana.
Hii miti tunapanda ni ile water friendly ambayo ukiipanda haiharibu maji. Tena ukiipanda inazuia mchanga kuingia kwa maji. Kwa sababu tunahitaji maji masafi, ili tukiwa na maji masafi tutatumia, na haya maji tukitumia tutaachia mengine yanatiririka huko chini, na yakifika huko Lake Naivasha pia yana umuhimu.
The efforts could be substantial but not adequate for the Ramsar site. The world now grapples with the effects of climate change, running after a tumble. We only have one exceptional nature. You and I are responsible.
It is eminently clear of the frantic efforts that have been taking place over the decades to ensure that we restore our rivers across the country. This river that trickles down to Lake Naivasha is a testimony of the true fact of events. Reporting for TV47 from Nyandarua County, Amwili Dennis Njiru.
Sports News brought to you by Maybets.
All right, the Kenyan volleyball team triumphed over Burundi in a thrilling 3-2 sets victory during the ongoing East African Commission Interparliamentary Games held at the Aga Khan Academy in Mombasa. And Kenya clinched the first set with a narrow 25-21 win, but Burundi came back stronger, dominating the second and third set to take the lead. However, led by a brilliant performance from Alfred Mutai, Team Kenya rallied back, winning the decisive fourth and fifth sets to secure a hard-fought victory. The defending champions, Team Kenya, aim to retain their title as they look forward to their remaining fixtures in the competition.
Shindani wetu wa Burundi wamecheza vizuri kwa hali ya juu, lakini pia sisi ilibidi tujikakamue kwa sababu hakuna vile tungeangusha inchi ile hali hizi michezo zinafanywa hapa katika taifa la Kenya. Kwa hivyo sisi kama wachezaji wa Kenya tumefurahi kwa hiyo ushindi ambayo tumeweza kupata leo, na tunatumai hiyo kikombe ya volleyball ambayo ni Afrika Mashariki tutaweza kuretain kwa hizi michezo ya miaka ya 2024.
Tungependa pia kuambia our opponents ambao watakuja hapo kesho, Yala na Rwanda maybe kule baadaye, sai tutaweka bidii, tutajikakamua kwa sababu this particular championship volleyball particularly is a Kenyan game and the trophy has to remain in the country Kenya.
We have a community where we are headed to have almost 9 countries today. But still, the citizens of East Africa do not know so much about it. So this is also one way of sensitizing the East Africans and East Africans knowing the neighboring countries.
Saudi Arabia will host the 2034 FIFA Men's World Cup while Morocco, Portugal. See, they always say that, it's a little bit slow when you come to the office during holidays. But then again, we always say as media practitioners, there's never a holiday for us. And so the work must continue. So I want to just send special appreciation to the team that has made the bulletin a success, all the way from the newsroom, the editor on desk, and coming to this side where we have the camera person, Jay Moore, doing his thing, as well as the sign language interpreter, Catherine Timaloi, and not forgetting Scholar right behind there, who is doing her thing, that is as the director, and Sam, the sound man, and so many other people, Brayo, on the digital side. Asanteni sana for making this one a great one, as well as the producer. My producer, Gilad Mugonyi, would hit me hard when if I don't appreciate him, and appreciate myself as well, and you back at home for making this a success. We're looking forward to see you again tomorrow. My name is Linda Alela. Do have yourself a lovely, lovely night. And once again, happy Jamhuri Day.